Okay, so you still have your dolphin document open, and this is what it looks like so far, something very similar to this. What we're going to do now is we have a photo of a dolphin. You'll find it in Poland pickup. It's going to be in the ID images folder, and it's just called dolphins. We will need to create a placeholder for it. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here because I want it to look like it is a dolphin jumping out of the water. And actually, I might want to make it a little bit bigger than that. So maybe right about there. So I'm going to place it and dolphin. And there it is. Okay, now, you know, if I double click, that allows me to go in and move it around. There's actually two dolphins in the image. I want the one that's on the right-hand side. And it actually pretty close to fills my image, my graphic frame, the way I have it right here. You may have to resize it a little bit, but you want it to be pretty close to filling up that frame. Okay? Now, if you select it and try to use the text wrap, you're going to see that all it can do, no matter what, is wrap around that text, or sorry, around the graphic frame. And that's not what we want. So I'm going to zoom in, and you're going to need to get your pen tool for this. What we're going to do is, let me move that. What we're going to do is start at one place, and I'm going to start right here at the tip of his nose. And I'm simply going to click along the path, and by clicking along the path, oops, actually, let me start over. Let me first change my color, no fill color, and no stroke. Neither. Both are transparent. Now I'm going to start at the tip of his nose, and I am simply creating points along the path. While you want to get it as close to the outline of his body as possible, you may wind up making a mistake, and that's okay because I'm going to show you how to fix it. And the important part is actually that when you finish, that it is an enclosed shape. That means that the starting and ending point are exactly the same spot. Okay, and I am about halfway around. And notice I'm not actually doing any pushing or pulling, even though I could. I'm not doing any of that right now, okay, because I don't need to. Some places when you have longer lines, straight lines, you can get away with fewer clicks or fewer points. But whenever there is a curve or a change of direction in the shape, you need to have more points. Okay, so I'm almost here, back to the beginning, and right there. And you saw that when I hovered over that, actually I'll undo so you can see it again. Notice when I hover over the very first anchor point, how I get a little circle next to my pen. That means I am completing my path. Now I'm going to get my direct selection tool, and this is where I'm going to actually zoom in a little bit closer. Because if I get my direct selection tool out now, it's going to allow me to push and pull on these points so that I have a better path to follow. And again, it's not going to be absolutely perfect. If you needed to, like right here, notice that this is cutting off a little bit of his tail. I could click there and with my add anchor point tool and add to the path. Okay, I could actually use another tool that's docked under the pen and delete from the path. Delete an anchor point from the path if I needed to. All of that is there to help you adjust the path that we are creating. Okay, and so far I like that size. I'm going to adjust just a little bit up there. And obviously you're going to want to press pause while you're doing all of this adjusting because I went pretty quick on mine. Okay, but if we look at it, I feel like I've got a pretty good path around that dolphin. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my selection tool, and I'm going to just click in the white area to deselect everything, and I'm going to click on the image. And I'm going to do a Command X. Now, you see the path? Now I'm going to click on that path, and I'm going to come up to the Edit menu, and I'm going to choose Paste Into. And notice that it pasted the image into that path. None of that other stuff is around it. So right now this dolphin looks like it's jumping out of our water. I can now go to that text wrap and I can wrap it around the object shape. I can choose to wrap it just to the left side of the dolphin, okay, because I can move it over a little bit so there's not so much space being missed over here, which is pretty good. Okay, so I have typed on a path. I have edited a path by adding anchor points, by converting direction points, and by using my direct selection tool. I have created what's called a clipping path for an image to go to so that I have just that image there. Now, just so that you know, if I double click and try to resize this image, oops, that wasn't how I did it though. There it is. If I try to do that, look what happens. It doesn't, that path is still there. So make sure that you get any resizing done before you draw your clipping, okay? Your clipping path. Now, I have one more thing that I do want to show in this particular one, and this is going to be a drop cap. Frequently, at the start of a paragraph or a chapter, or paragraph of a chapter, you want what is called a drop cap. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this first letter of this paragraph. Whoops. And it's an I, which makes it a little bit hard to see. I'm actually, just because, I'm going to change that to a C. It still doesn't make any sense to us, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to highlight the C, or whatever letter you have. You may have a different letter altogether. And right up here, you see the drop cap number of lines. I'm going to increase this to 4. And basically what it does is it just gives us a decorative element. Again, that's the first letter, first line of a paragraph in a new chapter or on a page, and it makes it stand out a little bit better for us. Okay? So now you're going to want to save this document, and remember that you are going to need to export it as a PDF, because the PDF is what you are going to upload to your Google site, or your Google Drive and Google site. If you get a warning about overset text, just click OK, because remember, our text is just placeholder text anyway. It doesn't have to make sense to us. And as it generates the PDF, and where is my PDF? My PDF, oh, over here. I don't know why it goes all the way over there. And I open it up, and I'm going to look at it, fit page, and that is my document right now. And I do see that I actually cut off a little bit of his tail, which I probably would move when I go do that again, move it over a little bit, but there we go. Okay?